Okay. Never enough time. Who can I give the floor? Sir.
Yes. I team up with a person who works with, in, or is associated with the judicial system.
Judicial system. Google. Sir.
I call it an expert within the judicial environment that who gets paid for his expertise.
Yeah. Judicial environment and pay. I like that. An expert. The neighbor.
I had a person who is expert in the field of rules, regulations, and law.
Rules, regulations, and law. Yes, thank you.
Quite simple. One who owns or works in an organization or business that has legal room followed by a professional and does not break the norms of this organization.
Okay. Organization. All right. Two more.
It's a professional in which a person is executing his task in a legal way and what is recognizable by his organization or country.
Yes, I like that too. Sir. Yes.
Somebody who specialized himself in something and received an official document from.
Okay. Or like in diploma.
Yes.
So the degree. Okay. Yeah. So specialization. And so going to class. I did. And getting a diploma. Yeah. All right. What I like is the word task, because what we increasingly realize, also in education, is that we are unable to look in someone's head. So expertise and knowledge that is in the head of human beings can only be assessed and seen if it comes out. And that is, let's say, also why in your age, let's say, higher education transformed to doing tasks rather than to read books, because we are unable as assessors, lecturers, to see what is in your hand. So also with professionals, let's say the measure stick is what is coming out in a task. So I will talk about that. The other one I like is the organization. Tasks are performed in the context of an organization. Even if you are outside and alone, I have my own firm, and then I'm sort of sole practitioner, and that is my organization. So little business entity, I'm a commercial lawyer, that's then the sort of smallest version of an organization. I have a license, and a website, and business cards, and so forth. So organization is cool. The judicial system is obviously one of those organizations, I will show you in a minute. And then I'm very much intrigued and pleased by rules, regulations, and law. Rules is not the full story as a word. Regulations is not the full story. The law is not the full story. And if we put them together very cleverly, and we sort of catch all the possible sort of sensitivities around those words, and they have a sort of meaning. And we have the sort of idea that a legal professional is dealing with one or three or two of these words, and hopefully in a sensible way. That was your contribution. What I tell the students in the law program is that those tasks consist of 4 different classic tasks. That is to give legal advice. That is basically whispering in someone's ear, your legal position is as follows. most likely the judge will regard you guilty or innocent, or most likely in a commercial contract you will be liable or not liable. That is sort of the advice. You know, room, door closed, receiver of the advice, the giver of the advice. That's sort of classic product with a letter of advice. And the second one is legal representation. Then, on behalf of the interest of your client or the boss or the organization, the state, you try to convince an opposing party of the legal reasoning you developed in the advice. So it's a sort of life cycle. First you give advice, and then with that outcome under the arm, you try to convince an opposing party or a judge who is there on a seat. And then the last step of any legal issue is that you come to a sort of conclusion. That can be in private parties that you make a contract. Then you write down exactly each other's rights and obligations. Signature, and then the position is clear. Then the legal dossier can be closed. Or it can be in an individual case, in a court, where a judge rules and writes a judgment that someone is guilty or not guilty or liable or not liable. And then after that judgment is final, maybe with appeal, but at a certain point that is final, then the issue is done. Or it can be in general.